guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, and if you're not new, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about how to master your emotions. Now, this is a topic that I really had to sit and think about, am I the best person to talk about this? Should I be giving advice about the situation? Because there was a time in my life when I was nowhere near a master of my emotions, and I let my emotions control me. But I do believe that I have came a long way from letting my emotions control me, and I really want to share what I've learned and what I've done so far to learn how to control my emotions. Now, I'm not, the expert on controlling emotions, but I have a lot of emotions, and I think that I have come a long way, and I think that I am qualified to share my journey, my process, the things that I have implemented in order to get a better hold on my emotions. So, number one is self-awareness. You want to really reflect on yourself and your emotions. You want to become aware of your emotions. You want to observe your emotions and see what emotions come up in certain situations. So in order to truly, be a master of your emotions, you kind of really have to just observe yourself when you're experiencing certain things in your life, and just when you're going through life and different situations, you kind of have to say, okay, how did this thing make me feel? How did this person make me feel? When people do this, how do I feel? When people say this, how do I feel? And then you kind of have to start training yourself on, how to react to certain things that may trigger certain emotions. So that brings me to my second point, and that is identify your triggers. You really want to take the time to identify your triggers and see what are certain things, people, places, situations that will really bring up strong emotions and essentially get you out of character. You really just want to take time to reflect about this. Well, who are the certain people that can just really push those buttons in your life? Those certain people that they know how to push certain buttons within you. Who are those people in your life? And what are those buttons? What are those triggers? What are the certain situations that really bring up strong emotions for you? For example, maybe it's a power dynamic. Maybe you were in a strong power dynamic when you were a child, so now you have issues with authority, or you don't like certain people telling you what to do, or maybe you were in an abusive relationship, so now that you're dating again, you may find yourself reacting to certain things in a different way because you're kind of on defense mode from previous abuse, or just certain things that in situations that will trigger you to respond a certain way that isn't normal. You want to really reflect on that. Maybe even take a pen and a paper and just write it down. Write down things that trigger you, situations that trigger you, different people. Maybe if you go to certain places where you dealt with a lot of trauma, that'll trigger you. Guys, when I tell you, when I go to my old neighborhood that I lived in when I was in law school, that triggers me. Not necessarily triggers me, but certain emotions start to come up, the emotions that I felt during the time when I was in law school and really just on my grind, those emotions come up. So next, you want to identify your responses and reactions. You really want to take the time to identify how you respond and react to certain situations, and then you really want to work on changing how you react to certain situations that you know will trigger you, or you know will just make you lose control in a certain situation. When these certain things happen, or if people say certain things to you that they know may trigger you, you want to work on not yelling, not screaming, not, losing control of your emotions and getting out of character and getting out of body. You don't want to allow other people to control you. This is your body, and you need to learn how to control yourself and not let other people control you. I would highly recommend to take some time to cool off. When someone makes you mad, when someone says something that triggers you, when someone says something that really just brings up these strong emotions, I highly suggest just taking time to cool off. Don't respond right away. Don't respond when you're mad. Don't respond when you're angry. Take some time away to cool off so you can get clear-minded and level-headed, and so that you can respond in a, level-headed, grounded manner and not just respond based off emotions. I also would recommend just to communicate clearly and directly. Don't respond with passive-aggressive phrases or shady comments or just snarky remarks. Like, once you take that time to cool off, you should be able to communicate how you feel calmly, clearly, and directly. Number 4, learn how to channel your emotions. At the end of the day, we are highly emotional human beings. Some people are more sensitive and emotional than others, but we all have emotions. We all get angry, we all get upset, we all get sad, stressed, depressed. And when you start to realize when you're experiencing a certain emotion, you want to have a list of things that you know you can do that will cheer you up, that will lift your spirit, that will get you in the mood so that you're not just moping around sad, mad, and depressed. So for example, exercising is a good way to channel your emotions if you're upset or angry, sad or mad. Cooking is a good way to channel your emotions. Cleaning is a good way to channel your emotions. Even a coloring book, like I know for me, I ended up buying this adult coloring book, and when I'm just really stressed or I have a lot on my mind, I like to just take my colored pencils, take my adult coloring book, and just color a page. And it just really helps to relax me and calm me down and not have so much anxiety just running through me. So find those things that you can, channel your emotions through and have that emotional outlet. Number 5 is get a therapist. When it comes to dealing with your emotions, you do not have to go through this alone. Therapists are licensed professionals that are trained to help you deal with your emotions and to help you develop techniques and give you techniques that you can implement when you're in fight or flight mode, or when you're distressed and when you're triggered, or when you could be possibly having an episode. Like, that's what therapists are for. That's what licensed professionals are for. So make sure that you utilize a therapist if you know that you have a lot of emotions, or if you know that you've gone through a certain situation that was very traumatic for you and that brought up a lot of emotions for you and that triggered you in some way. Like, a therapist could really help you get through it. And it could only be temporary. It doesn't have to be permanent. But let's just say the therapist can help you get to a good place to where you are functioning normally again after you've dealt with, a certain traumatic event. Another way that you can become more emotionally intelligent and master your emotions is by having empathy and giving people grace. It is so important to practice empathy in different situations. Like, really just put yourself in another person's shoes and ask yourself, how would you feel if you were in their shoes? Try to place yourself in another person's position and really think like, okay, how would I want this person to react if I was in this situation? If I were in their shoes, how would I want people to treat me, and how would I want people to respond to me? And so yes, giving other people empathy and grace is just so important when it comes to mastering your emotions and being emotionally intelligent. With that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what tip that you like the best or what resonated with you the most. Bye.